Hi, all right. I wanted to do a real quick video on how you could trade if you can't trade at work. I had a really nice post by, I think, Ray J. He's in management. They're not allowed to use computers or whatnot in the building or whatever. So here's what I just want to run a couple things by you real quick, not just for Ray J, but for anyone listening. Due to security, maybe you're not allowed to take your iPad in, or you're not allowed to have anything on at work, or maybe you work in construction. I don't know. Could be anything. A lot what you can do then is in your car before you go into work and have to turn everything off or whatever. Um, if you can, the best way is just to set them up before you leave your house, meaning put in limit orders, okay, for what you want to do. And if they get filled, then you can put in good to cancel orders as well. Um, eh, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. And more advanced users, I think on Toss there's a way you can do what's called if then, like if it fills, and it'll automatically put in, I believe, a good to cancel order at 25% of your max profit or whatever it is. But let's face it, you're not going to have time to do this based on your schedule. Let's say you just can't. The best way to do that then is, instead of trading small and trading often, you might have to do the opposite, right? You're going to have to wait for the ideal time period, let's say like right around now, 56 days expiration, and you're going to want to go in with most of your capital. Why? Because it's a defined risk trade. Okay, so it's just like, but you now, some of you might say, "Oh, Mark, that's kind of risky." It's no more risky than you putting your entire position into, let's say, a Spider mutual fund or ETF, because that's all that we're really going to do. So, for example, I'll start from the beginning. Repetition is the mother of all learning. So let's see, you start up Dough. Here's your, let me go to the home screen. You start up Dough. Here's what you'll see. Okay, you're gonna wanna uh, you can go to the grid. You're gonna make sure you select notables from the drop-down menu. Go to your filter. Click on hide earnings. You're gonna slide this bar to 50. Okay, because you're only looking for stocks with IV ranks of 50 or greater. Close the filter. You're going to click on volatility to make sure it's in descending order, and this is what you can trade. Okay, now let's say you're just going along with the market and you want to collect as much as you want to collect. So let's say, look, you can go hit the trade page, and here we have SPY. So let me close this real quick. You can now clear it real quick so you can, again, housekeeping, hit control on your keyboard and the plus sign to zoom in, control minus to zoom out, and control 0 to go back to defaults. So let's say you can only trade once a month or whatever it is. Well, basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to trade as close to the 56 days expiration line as possible. So I type in SPY. I'm going to click Iron Condor. Normal Iron Condor is my default. That's why it's starred there. Expiration is 50. You can set it to whatever you want. I uncheck the weekly to set to monthly. One standard deviation, one width, whatever. Okay, it's already memorized. Hit Do says go, hit go, and here's what it looks like. Notice it's 55 days to expiration. This is 1 day closer than what Karen really starts off at. Okay, so look, all you gotta do is well, you can toggle this leg button here, and it'll show you your bid and your bid prices and your ask for your strikes. Okay. Golden Gecko says you're going to sell the one standard deviation puts out of the money, one standard deviation calls out of the money, and you're going to buy the wings. The wings, again, are out here. So you're going to buy the wings. Okay, I'm going to move these out here to the 2 standard deviation line. Okay, if you're wondering where it says 2 standard deviation, look down here. It's a little arrow. This is the 2 standard deviation line. And I'm going to sell the 1 standard deviation line. Where is that? Here's the 1 standard deviation line. It's pointing to this line right here. I'm going to drag this icon, slide it out as close to that line as possible. That's the put side, and here's the call side. Okay, let's see how close I am. I'll click this this leg button again, and look, 85, 85. That's as close as I'm going to get, because there's no perfect 84%. New users, the green area is everywhere we make money. The red area is everywhere we lose money. So what this is saying is, right now the SPY is trading at 190.25. As long as it stays above I mean, as long as it stays within this green shaded area, we make money. How much money? Well, the most money we can make is the amount we're collecting, which is 88 bucks. Okay, for per one contract. Now, doing this trade, how much capital does it tie up? Let's look. Click right here in the middle. It's tying up $900 of your capital. That's the most you can lose. Okay, so let's say, okay, Mark, I have, I don't know, whatever, X amount of money or whatever it is. Well, you want to know how much you can trade. Now, here's why the Golden Geckos works. Now, pay attention. Look, we're tying up $912 of capital, right? Watch what happens when I take off the wings. Okay, I'll do it and I'll just sell the puts and the calls one standard deviation out of the money. That's called basically a strangle. I'll clear this, choose strategy, choose strangle. Okay, I'll do the same thing, 50, and I'll do one standard deviation out the money. Now look what happens. Same, right? Now look, notice we're collecting a lot more money though, $1.31. But look how much capital we're taking out. Unlimited risk. Okay, so technically you could lose, I don't know, everything, which is why you can't do this in an IRA account. Okay, so now look what happens when I put this back on. I'll just clear this, go to choose close strategy, do the Golden Gecko again, which is all set up, hit go. Okay, I'm going to spread these out to, you know, right around here. Oop, cannot. So let's do that. Move this to close to 85. 88 cents. Now, what if you want to collect more? Now, remember now, the most I can lose is $912, but the most I can collect is 88 bucks. To make this more like a regular strangle, you just do the wings farther out. Okay? And you'll know when you can't do it because it'll all turn yellow. But basically, look, you're going to buy it for 24 cents. You could spread this all the way out to here, like, you know, less than one, all the way out to here. Look, I'm collecting $1.18, a lot more, right? But I'm also risking a lot more. 1982 to collect 118. Now, this is what you could do. You could do something like this, and let's say, well, Mark, I have a whatever, a $50,000 account. Well, see your quantity. When you look at your quantity, you can change it and watch how this changes. All right, so I'll do quantity here. Quantity up here. I'll hit 1, and it should change here. I'll just go like this. Okay, look, see? I'll subtract 1. It should change in a second. It'll refresh. I don't know if it'll do it now. Hold on. Oh yeah, there it goes. 394. Yeah. Extrinsic, but it's not adjusting. I think I have to close it and open it. Yeah, there you go. You have to close it and open it. So, or you could go to review send, and it'll show your quantity 6, and it'll change it over here. But I think it works better this way. So it should. Oh, I'm sorry. It'll change right here. See, hit the leg button, and I'm sorry. Here, quantity. Look, now it's down to 1. Okay, quantity 2, quantity 3, quantity 4. You know, and so your probabilities stay the same. You're just going up in contract size. All right, and then if you click this, it'll tell you how much you're risking. So you could maybe go up to, let's say, 10 contracts. Well, let me go back to this. Here we go, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's say you do 10 contracts and you're going to collect $118 or $1 per contract. Now times that by 10, now you're at $1,000. So that's the most you can make in 1 month, or doing this, well, in this trade, not 1 month, depending on how often you do it. Okay, click on this pop rock. Look, you're risking 20 grand to make $1,180. Okay, Karen doesn't care because she's looking at how much her probability of success is. All right, you can reduce this. Well, how? Bringing in these wings. Okay, I'll bring that back in close to the 2 standard deviation line right here. Okay, close to the 2 standard deviation lines right there. Look what happens when I click on this. When you're only risking 9 grand, half, right? And that's at 10 contracts. Because look, quantity is still, oh, I'm sorry, yep, quantity is still 10 contracts. Okay, and then you manage it. Place it, and when you make 25% of this, you're going to close all your contracts. it'll close and you just redo it again. Okay, so this is a way you could do it. And then when you close it, you could redeploy it again, or you could hold it to expiration. You know, you could even go wider. Okay, look at what Karen does. She sells it at like about 90–95%. You could do one side or both sides. Look, if you click on width, look what happens when I click on width. Go wider. Okay, look at your probability of success. Look, it's going higher, right? Okay, let's say, Mark, I want now I have over 80% chance of making money, Mark. Yeah. Look, you can bring these back in so you save a little capital. Look what happens to your capital. Now you're risking $835, 8,000 to make 650, right? Less. And these are still 10 contracts, by the way. Okay? And then you could, you know, as volatility, bottom line is you can just redo this once a month. When do you, let's say you're still in the money, you're making money. You can leave it on. You can close one side, you can close both sides, you can do whatever you want. But you only have time to trade, like once a day or whatever it is. You can adjust it when you get home or whatever. When this comes off, and when do you do this? You're not doing this month to month. You're doing this from expiration to expiration. Okay? So as days goes by, this will get closer and closer to zero. But then August is going to get closer and closer to 56, right? So let's say you want to take off this position when August is at 56 days expiration. You can check that in the middle of the night. You don't have to wait and then take off your position and redo it again. This is a lot better and a lot safer than just risking all your money. Okay? Hope that helps that gives you some ideas. Thanks.